Komalika is sending to us from inside the court. The judge is already assembled there. Sanjay Roy, the accused, has been produced in the witness box. The judge, in fact, is telling us, the judge is in fact asking Sanjay Roy about the charges which are against him. And this is, of course, the big verdict which is going to come out anytime now. In fact, the big verdict is there up on your screens. The court has already convicted Sanjay Roy, in the RG Kaur rape case. 5 months back was that heinous crime which was committed where a young professional at work was raped, brutally raped, I would say, and she was killed. There has been much protest after that. Apart from the politics of it, the doctor fraternity had shown the tremendous amount of solidarity, and they had been demanding the heinous crime must be punished very strongly. But the big verdict which is now coming in from the Sealdah Court is that the accused Sanjay Roy has been found guilty. I'm going to try and go across to Ananya now. Ananya, it's over to you really. I mean, this is something which we were all expecting.
Definitely, we were all expecting that, the court would be pronouncing him guilty into this particular case. There's a big breaking news that our colleague Komalika is bringing to us from, in fact, the Sealdah Court. Very clearly, Sanjay Roy has been, held guilty for the rape of the 33-year-old medico at the RG Kaur Medical College. The next procedure, Pallavi, if I could take my viewers through it, is that, the court will ask Sanjay Roy as to whether he pleads guilty or he wants to claim trial in this particular case. So if at all he claims trial, then the trial in this case would continue. But at this particular point of time, he is, in fact, has been held guilty under this particular offense. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things pan out. The trial in this case is already concluded, and now the court would be going into as to whether or not Sanjay Roy pleads some relief in this particular case, and how would the quantum be decided is something that would be very, very...
Sending us this detail where Sanjay Roy is telling the judge that they are framing me. I have the Rudraksh Mala with me. So what does this mean? What happens next?
Well, whenever a judge actually pronounces its order, it asks the person, it tells the person that, you've been held guilty of this particular offense, and how do you react to it? He also takes in their, mental state, and that is how, Sanjay Roy is saying that, he has been framed, and he is wearing something in his neck, and that is something, this is very, very candid. But at the same point of time, the big news point that is here is that Sanjay Roy has been convicted under Section 103 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita for the gruesome rape of Abhaya in this particular case. So very clearly, a big verdict coming in from the Sealdah Court. More details are likely to come in. Komalika might send us more and more observation that the court have made while reaching to this conclusion as to how and why Sanjay Roy is held to be guilty in this particular case.
And Ananya, the judge says that I have understood and hearing everything. That's why we have found guilty. What punishment you will get is on Monday we will decide. So the quantum of punishment is going to be decided on Monday. There has been this whole pitch that he should be given death penalty. After the quantum of punishment is announced on Monday, what is the legal recourse then that Sanjay Roy has?
Well, what happens on Monday is that the Central Bureau of Investigation and, Sanjay Roy's lawyers would argue on the quantum of punishment that should be there for Sanjay Roy, while the CBI might push in for a death penalty when it comes to Sanjay Roy in this particular case. Sanjay Roy would be using all means possible to, in fact, evade that death penalty or get it converted into a life sentence. So, very clearly, Monday is the day when we'll get to know as to whether this case actually falls in the rarest of the rare category or not. So, we'll get to know as to whether the court feels that, he deserves the death penalty or not in this particular case, or he can give a maximum punishment of life imprisonment to Sanjay Roy in this particular case as well. But at the same point of time, the Central Bureau's investigations pitch when it comes to the quantum sentence is something that would be very, very important in this particular case.
And then I'm just going to come back to you. I'm just telling our viewers of those pictures which we are seeing from outside the Sealdah Court where the verdict was just pronounced. I think they are the doctors showing their solidarity. We did speak to them a short while back. They certainly want to watch the quantum of punishment on Monday. Ananya, they are already saying that it's a heinous crime and therefore they also have to give a capital punishment to him.